So if I was to, you know, undo the compression sack, it would double in length. And this is how big it is when it hasn't been compressed. You know, put it on my shoulder, give you an idea just what size it is when it's not compressed. I'm gonna take that out now. Okay, and it's out of its compression sack now, and what I want to show you is the clever bit. Okay, the foot end, there's the head end, and at the foot end what I want to do is I'm going to make 2 monkey fists. That's what they're called, and it's just a fancy word for finding something and tying a string around it, and that is my monkey fist. This is a pine cone popped inside the sleeping bag, yeah, with a string tied around it. I've done that at the foot end on both sides, and I'm going to tie it there. As you can see, there's my monkey fist on its line. I'm going to tie to each of these. Now the knot I'm going to use to do these is an adjustable self quick releasing knot. It's called the adjustable knot. You'll find it on YouTube. I haven't really got the camera facilities here to film it myself, but that's what you need here. So have a look on YouTube for the adjustable knot, and you put one on each of them. Okay, it's up. Now I just need to pop the hammock inside that, and I'll show you what I've done the other end. So I've got, I'll show you this end close up now. I've done it. As you can see, that is a pine cone in the foot end of the sleeping bag with a knot on it. It's a knot. The line comes here and ties on with an adjustable self-tightening knot there. It's called the adjustable knot, I believe. If I'm wrong, I'll put a caption on it. And it's the same on both sides, left and right. Up this end, the jungle bag, the British Army jungle bag, comes with these tabs here. These green tabs, they're sewn in, and you just tie it in a knot there to make a loop. I've put a bungee cord into the loop, and look what's happening. It goes around the tree. I've got 2 bungee cords, one there, one there. And all I do now is sit the hammock inside. There you go, like that. Inside the jungle bag. And then I get in. Right, it's a bit finicky to do this bit. So, I'll put you there. Okay, I'm in the underquilt. As you can see, it's quite narrow, but I only need the bottom of my back. Don't know how much you can see there. The bottom of my back. That's all I need insulating. And believe it or not, this hammock was cold when I got in, and it's not now. There's further insulation I can do with this. Oh man, hammock's gently rocking me asleep there. Oh wow, you know, I've only been in it 2 seconds or so, and it makes a remarkable difference, really does. It is warm, it's lovely. But there's other things I can do, you know, and I'll show you what they are. Okay, you know, it's that's all it is. You know, you don't need to make a big deal out of these things. Like I said, it is narrow, so what you could do, obviously because it's like an old-fashioned sleeping bag, you can just unzip it so it comes around you. So I've unzipped it. As you can see, it comes right up to where my shoulders are, but of course that's only single ply, and they all have, all jungle sleeping bags come with these tabs, and the purpose of them is to make an under blanket from your sleeping bag. You would be issued with a jungle hammock and a jungle sleeping bag, and this is what they were for. So these are here on purpose to do this with. So that's my version of it. I haven't finished out. I'm going to insulate it even more, and the great thing about this idea, I've seen people trying similar things out, and what they've done is they've got a knife, of course, a pair of scissors. They've cut the end of the bag open so they can slip it over the hammock, and then zip themselves up. It's still only single skin, you know, single ply. You want 2 layers, and you only want your shoulders covering, the width of your shoulders. You don't need it to come up any higher. You've got an over blanket for that. But if it's not sub-zero, you know, you can get away with that. I'm going to zip it back up, but first I'm going to show you another trick. Obviously this is my Arctic sleeping bag, which I use as a top blanket for when I go hammocking now. You know, this is my top blanket, and I'm going to use it as a top blanket. But there's something else you can do with it. You know, it doesn't have to be a one-trick pony, your gear. Try and get as many uses from each item of kit as you can, you know. So this is not going to be an over blanket. This is going to be extra loft insulation, and yes, you've guessed it, I'm going to put it inside the jungle bag. So let's have a look at that, how that's going to work out. Okay, what I've done, I've got my jungle bag, and inside the jungle bag I've got my British Army Arctic sleeping bag inside. You can see that. So that's extra insulation now. It's thick insulation. I'm going to untwist these twines and stabilise it a little more. But you know, I've got 2 ply of insulation alone with the jungle bag. With my Arctic bag in, that's 3 ply fat loft. That's going to be really good. Like I said, I got my lines twisted this end here, so I'm going to untwist them. Anyway, you get the idea, and I'm going to jump in. So I've got it just the way I like it now, and it looks good. I'm going to show you. You judge. There it is, look at that. Sorted the lines out. So I've got my jungle bag here. Inside that I've got my British Army Arctic sleeping bag, and it comes down to the foot end here. And as you can see, it does come all the way up the side. And I'll take you around the back of the tree and show you the other side. And it's the same on that side, you see. The hammock is actually sitting inside all this. And one thing I haven't done Let's test it out. Looks good. Let's try. Right then. Give me a second. Yeah. Oh, let's take that off. No, that is a lot better. Yeah. I think the Arctic bag has wrinkled up on the inside. So all I need to do is straighten that out, you know, lie it flatter, and let's just have a little lie here. Oh yeah, that's 3-ply loft. Yeah. Wow, how long we've been here? 20 seconds, something like that, and it's actually warming me up. You know what I mean? I did have a cold back. Now my back's getting warm. Wow, and it's warming up quick. So I know what you're going to say. If you've got your top quilt, which as you'll know from my other videos, I use my British Army Arctic pattern 90 sleeping bag as an overquilt usually. You know, I just unzip it all, use the bottom end as a foot box and the top as a cover, you know, a quilt, top quilt. So what I've got is well insulated clothing. So I've got t-shirt, sweat wicking t-shirt, a vest, my norgie. I've got a wool jumper if I need it, but most of all I have got my my DPM NBC suit, nuclear biological chemical suit. And I'll tell you a little story about these suits. Back in the day when Britain thought they were going to go to war with Russia, we gave our troops these NBC suits, chemical suits. If we'd have launched the nuclear bombs, or they'd have put the nuclear bombs on us, it would make a nuclear winter. Even if it was summer, the fallout effect of a nuclear bomb, it'll freeze everything. So they designed these suits for our lads, our British troops, and so they have to bear out the cold weather. They're charcoal lined, which will keep out most of the pathogens and poisons in a nuclear blast, and the rest of it, of course, is absolutely fantastic insulation against really severe cold, because you know, that bomb would have gone off, would have all been up with Swanee, and war's never a good thing. There's never any winners, only losers. And anyway, I'm putting on my chemical suit now, my NBC suit, over my gear. And the reason I haven't cut holes in my vest jungle bag is because I have a bug netting, you know, a mosquito net that goes on, which I cannot, you know, so I can't really do anything about that. So I need a system that allows me to I need a system that allows me to use my bug netting. I could just sleep in the hammock as it is without the bug netting up, but I've got a 3-ply of insulation underneath me, and now I've got my NBC suit on, so I'm not worried about my top half, even in sub-zero temperatures. I've got a storm basher I can put over this if I so desired, and so I can keep the wind off me, the rain off me. And now, at last, finally, I've got a lightweight system to keep the cold off my back. Wow, yes. And you know, another, you look ridiculous like this, another system you can use if you only want to bring out your jungle bag, you know. Look what's around, guys and girls. Look at this. You know, leaf litter, and it's everywhere. So you get my drift now. If you don't want to take 2 sleeping bags out, leaf litter, stuff it inside your bag there, you know, in the opening. Just going to straighten this out. Like I said, it's wrinkled. So that's what I would do. I would collect lots of leaf litter. Try it out again. And of course, leaf litter, bracken, anything like that. And as I'm lying in it, I only want it on my back. I don't want it coming up the sides of me. There is a danger of it slipping off my back altogether, and the way you counter that is at the back here of my head. It's on bungees, because don't tie that, by the way, the both ends with rope or anything. You need a lot of give, you need a lot of sag, so you've got to have bungees for this one, and that's all it is up there. 2 bungees. Like I said, the the jungle bag does come with tabs sewn in, so if you buy a proper army issue jungle bag, you should get that. Bungees in around the tree. Now if you haven't got bungees long enough, you can tie paracord around the bungees, then around the tree, bungee on each side of the cords, and then you can put a paracord around the tree. But you've got to have that stretch. If you don't, you get in it, it's either going to break something, or, you know, something like that. You know what, I'm going to put up the mosquito net and show you with me inside. I'm just going to put the camo net over it. Get this stealthy. Ow. Thorns everywhere. Bane of my life in this woods. There is a right and a wrong way to these. Make sure you don't get it upside down. All I do is I hook them over the ends of the poles that keep the mosquito net up. And let's take a walk, go round, and see what it's like. I'm sure from more of a distance you know, with the naked eye, you see, that's not looking too bad, but I think this camera can pick up its harsh contour there. Right, I'm moving about on purpose now in my NBC suit, keep me warm. And then, when I know I'm warm, get inside. I can adjust the Hammock Underquilt, get it on my cold back. There. I only want it sort of over my backside, really, over my back. I've seen some of these underquilts and they go all the way up and over you, all the way up to your shoulders here, and you know, if you got one of them, good for you. If you haven't, and you've only got like 20 quid to your name, you can do something like this. It's really, really warm. I always say that about a lot of my gear. That's probably because it's right. That's goodbye to cold back, and use this to sleep in, my MBC suit. Of course I'm well insulated. I've got 2 layers of everything on, 2 t-shirts, you know, you can put your long johns on underneath your normal trousers. Christ, I was scared of my life then. I thought that tree was coming over. I've already looked for widow makers. That tree has got a lot of give in it. Not the one me hammock's on though. Okay, that's it. Now every weekend I'm out, he's here. He is behind that tree. Oh, I hope he flies out. He flew right over me before. I can call to him and he'll come to me, but I don't want to give away my location really. There he is. He knows I'm here. He knows I'm here. Yeah, I'm really honoured, you know, with the wildlife. There's actually 3 buzzards. I'm not going to give away their location, it's not fair to them. But they do follow me everywhere I go. I don't know why. And it is the same family, in case you're wondering. I travel about what? Today I haven't gone very far at all, but I can travel 3-4 miles, and which is about their area, which they'll fly a 2 or 3 mile area, and that's their hunting ground. And yeah, every time I'm out, they're out. So I'm good for. Oh, can you hear him? You know, so I've seen some beautiful stuff out on my travels doing this. You know, hawks, badgers, deer. I had one scare the life out of me a few nights ago, and it was a white deer, big white one. A stag, huge. Just got the torch out and it went right in his eyes, and he froze, and so did I. Yeah, I didn't know what it was. I could hear banging about. It was huge. It just stampled me. By accident, of course. They're very, very shy animals. But these hawks here, they're not shy. And as an extra addition, you can just tie up the hood end there. Just tie that up. That's all you need. And it'll that way you won't have the wind blowing in. You don't want to make an air gap for cold air. That's all you're trying to avoid. Fidget that about over there. And over here, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. I'm sure a proper under blanket would be better, but it's a lot of room in my kit. I just haven't got that much room left. If I was to use my tactical deployment bag as my main bug out bag, I would not have room. You've seen the kit, it's full. And that's without my ground system, you know, the Dutch Army hoop bivvy. That's without it. The Alice pack was carrying very, very heavy, guys. Everything is out. The Alice pack is now in my tactical deployment bag, and it's lighter to carry, and I lifted up the Alice pack with hardly anything in, and it's still heavy. And I should have noticed it earlier, that it was the actual pack that was dragging me down, holding me back. So I have ordered a Bergen, British Army Infantry Bergen. It's 100 litres, and it's got 2 extra 10-litre rocket pouches on either side, making it 120 litre. There's my friend again, the bird of prey. So 120 litre infantry Bergen I've ordered. Hopefully I can get all my kit into that, including my ground system. And I want to show you that when it comes, because it comes also with the yoke, which you can unzip the side pouches, the rocket pouches, zip them together and clip on a backpack to make a day pack, which is going to be ideal for me, because what I can do, what the plan is I can carry all my house, if you like, the ground system, the hammock hang system goes in the main compartment, and then things like the camp stove, jungle bag maybe, and things like that go in the side pouches, and so I can have a mooch about with a day pack as well, you know. So when that comes, I'm going to show it you, and we're going to go out for a nice long walk and test it out with the full kit in, everything, ground system and hammock hang system. Now I've closed the end of the hammock up, you know, I tied it up. You can just use paracord. I used the cord of the hood of the actual jungle bag itself. It's made a big difference, big difference. Now I'm even warmer. The only complaint I would have is the Arctic bag on the inside is slipping about, but it's better than having nothing. Believe me, I went out, like I said, I think it was last October, November, came up here actually. I didn't come quite as high up, I was quite close to the road, and I didn't have the back blanket in November, or the underquilt, whatever you want to call it, and it was cold. I'm in the, can you see me? I'm in that D.I.Y hammock again, and as you can tell, look at these spreader bars. Aren't they awful? They keep popping out the end fitting. I think I've complained about it several times. And of course, the simple thing to do would be just to sew the ends up, as was suggested by you know, one of my subscribers. But for the price, for the money you're spending, you know, I don't want to get a brand new piece of kit and then having to start sewing. They should do it. D.I.Y, they should sew them up. I've got a good mind to send it back and ask them to sew them up for me, you know. There's the one complaint about D.I.Y. hammocks. Yeah, I wish I could figure out a way to keep the Arctic bag from slipping. It seems to have all bunched up to one side. But even if you didn't have an over blanket or secondary blanket like I have, the jungle bag on its own in this configuration is good. You know, it works. So the fact that a little bit has slipped means nothing really, because believe me, it is better than having absolutely no underquilt at all. Big difference. Just off for a stroll. I'm going to follow the path here. I'm really disappointed that someone's been here and left their crap. I'm going to take that out for him, the dirty bar steward. Anyway, what I was saying before about the filling that cavity of the jungle bag with my other sleeping bag, my Arctic bag, you know, someone about. Anyway, you don't have to carry two bags out like I do. You could, if you wanted to go really, really lightweight, you could use your spare clothes that you keep in your pack in that layer. You know, a spare pair of trousers, a jumper, because every bug out bag needs one set of clothes, spare clothes. You wear a pair, you wash a pair, you wear a pair, you wash a pair, and so you should always have a spare set of clothes, and you could put that on the inside of your bag. There it is. Yes, there's people about here now. This is a very, very dense forest, you know. Every footstep I take is making a heavy noise.